Hey y'all, today on the farm I'm about to sell the first load of 2025 corn out the bin. That's right, the first Trump load of corn is fixing to leave the farm. And what a more perfect time than now to talk about tariffs and how they're affecting the American farmer. The best way to determine what the facts are about how tariffs are affecting farmers is to leave our opinions and biases out of it and look at strictly the numbers, strictly stuff that is factual and tangible. The most tangible and realist way to compare something is to just look at the actual stock numbers. Look at what is the price of corn. I hear over and over and over on the internet that no one's buying our corn anymore and all these countries are boycotting us, and really that's not true at all. It's wildly inaccurate. But to be fair, let's compare the actual price. So on this day last year, the price of corn was $4.06. Today, right now, while I'm recording this video, the price of corn is $4.21. So the price of corn has risen since the tariffs went in place. Now, the price of corn is terrible. $4.21 is a dumpster fire. However, the price of corn has risen after the tariffs went in place. See all kind of news sources and individuals saying China's boycotting U.S. corn, prices falling through the floor. China hasn't bought U.S. corn in years, plural years. They have not bought U.S. corn. So all the hysteria over China, it's just made up hysteria. It's just there to stir up chaos and disorder. China does, however, buy soybeans. They buy a lot of U.S. soybeans. So how about the soybean market? How has it been affected? I've seen major news stories on at least 5 different major U.S. news purveyors, news networks this year. 5 different ones, all saying the soybean market has been crushed by the tariffs. Trump's destroyed soybeans farmers' hopes. So today, right now, this price of soybeans at this moment is $10.29. And on this day, on this moment, right now, 1 year ago, the price of soybeans was $10.05. I personally don't care who you vote for. It's your choice. I have no input into your votes, and I don't care. It doesn't make me mad or make me happy who you vote for. I'm independent. I'm not Republican, I'm not Democrat. I don't need a political party or their news organizations to tell me what my opinion is about certain things. But what is wrong is when you intentionally mislead people. So CBS, CNN, NBC, and Reuters all interviewed one farmer, the same farmer. And they all posted stories on YouTube and all put it on their network news, where this one farmer spit out a bunch of numbers, all of which were completely fabricated and false in every possible way. And that one farmer laid out the story of how the price of soybeans fell over $10 under Trump. The problem with that is we have a thing called the internet, and we can look up the price of soybeans on any day from now to however far back as you want to go. And he made it up. And not only did he make it up, CBS chose to publish it. NBC chose to publish it. CNN chose to publish it. Reuters put it out. All these organizations put out completely fake, no-how resembling reality numbers. Oh, the price of soybeans dipped $10. We can look that crap up. The price of soybeans in Trump's first term was terrible the day he came in office, and it was terrible the day he left. It didn't drop $10. It was terrible the whole time. But that's not the picture they paint. They said when he said the word tariff, the price fell $10 from $17 down to $6 and change. Trade deals are important and they absolutely matter. They are crucial to the farm economy. It is crucial that we continue trading with other countries. However, it is also important that we understand the whole picture. 85% of our commodities, 85% of them are consumed right here in the USA. We export 15% of our agricultural commodities, 15%. So all the countries in the world combined consume 15%, and we, the US, consume 85% of our market. So while what China does, or Mexico does, or Japan does, they are all tiny slithers of the giant puzzle. They are little thin wafers in a huge cookie that is predominantly the US. We've been informed by the media, I say we meaning farmers, that the tariffs were going to raise our input costs. Now, I've heard that story over and over and over. Fertilizer going through the roof. Canadian fertilizer. We get all our fertilizer from Canada, and now we got a tariff war with them, and fertilizer's going to go through the roof. Well, I got news for you. Fertilizer's always about to go through the roof. You know, we had a little thing called the Ukraine-Russia war, and when Russia invaded Ukraine, every fertilizer salesman in the country, you better stock up and buy your fertilizer now. Fertilizer's about to go through the roof, because the bulk of all our fertilizer ships out of that little sea right there by the Ukraine. That's where all our fertilizer comes from. And then before that, we had a hurricane several years ago hit Houston, Texas. And all the fertilizer sales was, hey, you better stock up on fertilizer. Fertilizer's gonna go through the roof. All our fertilizer comes from one plant in Houston, Texas. And that plant's been wiped out by the hurricane. And then before that, a hurricane hit Katrina and wiped out the one plant that made fertilizer. There's always some geopolitical event. There's always some worldwide catastrophe that just happened that wipes out the one place where all our fertilizer comes from. I don't know how to explain that, other than every fertilizer salesman will always tell you every day of the year that there's a catastrophic event that just happened and fertilizer's fixing to go through the roof, and you better buy your fertilizer now. Truth is, I think they teach them that in fertilizer salesman school. So I sell a lot of my corn to deer hunters, and when I sell to deer hunters instead of big corporations, I set the price. When you sell to big corporations set the price. Something y'all don't always see on the videos, we had to stop twice. Had to end that auger off because the chain in there was taking the idler and kicking it over to the side, bent some metal, tore the chain. We had to get on top of the trailer up here with the ladder twice and take all that crap apart and work on it. But I think we got it rolling now. So if you try to argue that the tariffs have suppressed the price, your argument falls apart, because this day last year to this day this year, the price increased. The price went up with the tariffs. And then if you say, well, the tariffs are holding it down, because the price is still terrible, by the way, it's not good. But you say, hey, the tariffs are keeping it down. That's why it hadn't gone up even more. Well, we've shipped more corn from January to August of this year overseas. We've exported more corn than in any full calendar year in U.S. history. So the tariffs have not slowed down U.S. exports. They've increased U.S. exports. We're sending more overseas than ever this year. Our inputs also, if you go back to 2010 to right now, 2025, our inputs here in the U.S. have skyrocketed steadily over that entire period. They didn't shoot up under one president and then level off under another. They've gone up steady under all presidents, all parties. It's not Republican or Democrat, it's all of them. Our inputs go up drastically every year, while our crop prices have been falling and falling and falling. And that has put the farmers in a very, very tight spot. If the price of these soybeans goes up $5, then every fertilizer and every seed salesman, every chemical salesman in America raises their price to match the increase that farmers are going to get for this crop. If the price of these soybeans drop by $10, not one of those seed suppliers, not one of those chemical suppliers, not one of those fertilizer suppliers drops their product 1 penny. If from $10 down, this crop goes up $1 more, so we're still at a strong negative, then the fertilizer, seed, and chemical companies raise their price again because we went up $1. And if we go up $1 next year, they'll raise it up again, even if we're $12, $15 below where we were to start with. Every time our price goes up any, they match it. And when our price goes down, they hold the same or only smallly increase. So our margin's been shrinking for many years. And in 2022, our margins inverted. We are on a negative margin since 2022. It ain't got crap to do with tariffs. It ain't got nothing to do with Democrat, Republican. It's got a whole lot to do with greedy corporations in America killing the people that are feeding them. The chemical companies, the seed companies, the fertilizer companies, they depend on us to buy their product. Yet they are gouging our eyes out and putting us all out of business. I heard from the USDA this week that they're estimating 25% of US farmers will not be in business this time next year. This time next year, 25%. That's what the USDA put out this week. And you can thank every chemical company, every seed rep, every one of those people gouging the farmers for putting us all out of business. We can sell beans and corn at the current price and make a good living if they weren't killing us with our inputs. Our inputs have been on a skyrocket for a decade, far outpacing all other inflation in the US. Inflation's on an increase, but the inflation for our products is on an exponential increase. They've been gouging us, and they've finally gouged us to the point of death. So when we go out of business, y'all can say Donald Trump did it. Y'all can say tariffs did it. And I'm sure the people on the other side are gonna say Obama did it and Biden did it, but the long or the short of it is, it don't matter who was in office. They all stood by while those companies ripped off the farmers and put us out of business. I thank all y'all for watching. I hope to see you next time.